everybody. My name is Srinivas. I'm working as an SQL SS professor at IRE College. Okay. In this session, we'll discuss about the hands-on queries. So generally, when you go for some exams like Infosys or TCS, they'll be giving you some set of queries, and we need to identify the output and choose the right answer. So in this, I have made two sets of questions. Okay, each of three subsets. Okay, we'll start with the first query session, hands-on queries. Now, the first question to be displayed on the screen is number one. Write the output of the SQL statements. Okay, you have here 5 SQL statements here. We need to print the output of each one of them. Select a single quote 7. Select a single quote 7. Then select 7. Select count of 7. Then select count of single quote 7 and count star. Now, now we need to display the output of these queries. In the first question, select single quote 7 will always give you the same value. It will give you the 7. Select if you say ABC in single quotes, you are going to get output as ABC. So in this case, the first answer would be 7. Okay, 7. And second, select 7. Similarly, if you write here select of ABC, you are going to get the value of 7. So even the second answer is also 7. Third, select count star of 7. Select count star 7 will give you answer as 1. Okay, select count star PQ. If you write select count star from a table, you are going to get all the records in all the rows from the table. So okay, here select count of 7 will give you the answer as 7. Similarly, count star of single quote 7 is also going to give you 1, and count star is also going to give you here 1. So when you write just select count star from a table, you are going to get 1. But if you write here a table name, if you suppose select count star from EMP, it will give the number of rows in the EMP table. If there are no records, the answer will be 0. If there are records, it is the number of rows. Suppose you have 7 rows, so the answer will be 7. So the first question answers is, if you see here, the first question answers what we displayed here would be 7 for single quote 7. Count of 7 also will give you 7. Count star of 7 will give you 1. Count of single quote 7 also again count star will give you 7. So the answer is displayed here. 7 for the first. Again 7 for the straight 7, no single quotes. Or count star of single quote 7 or straight 7 is 7 is 1, and the count star will give you here again 1. So this is the output of the first SQL statement. Okay, now we'll be working on this workers table for our subsequent queries. So we'll be working on this SQL table called as worker, and we'll be using this in our subsequent queries. Now here I am creating a table called worker. I was worker name table is worker. Then worker ID is integer, is a not null, and is primary key. So we have first name, we have last name, and we also have salary, joining date, and department. Department is working, and the manager ID. So every employee is assigned to a manager. Okay, manager. So these are the 6 columns. You know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 7 columns in the workers table. Okay, you see the structure after creating this. This is how your table looks like. As the worker ID is the primary key, there's a key here. There's a key symbol here. Worker ID is the primary key, and also we have manager ID, who is also a worker, but he will manage other people. We see the data here. We have 8 records here. So 8 records, 8 employees, first name, last name, and the corresponding salaries, and the joining date, and the department which they are working in. So some work in HR, some work in accounts, some admin. Okay, and corresponding manager ID for Monica, the manager is 4. So 4 belongs to Amitabh. So Amitabh is a manager for the Monica and also for Niharika. Same for Vishal, Monica is employee. For Vivek, for Amitabh, he is a supervisor. So no manager for him. Vivek also Amitabh. And for Vipul, we have again we have here 5 unions. That means Vivek is employee, and we have Satish and Geetika reporting to Niharika. Because here ID is 2. So here we'll get the ID is 2. This is the table which we'll be working on or subsequent things. Now we'll start with the first question. First question on the workers table. We're asked to write, select an SQL query to print the first name and the last name from workers table into a single column, full name, a single space between separating these two. So write an SQL query to print. See, first name and last name is the 2 columns in the workers table. We need to print these 2 into one column called full name, and also there should be a single space between them. So we need to combine 2 tables. In order to combine 2 tables, we'll be using the concat operator, or the plus symbol, or the concat underscore with separator. With any of these three methods, we can add 2 strings here, because first name is a string and the last name is also string. We can add these 2 strings by using 1, 2, 3, any of these 3 methods. So concat or plus or concat underscore ws separator. Now select first name, and they said a single space should be between them. So a single space here. I'm adding a single space here. Then last name as full name. From my new column should be full name. So my new column should be full name. So select first name plus a single space plus last name as full name from worker. So now my output will be displayed in the form of column called as full name. It is a derived column. Now here the full name is called column alias. The full name is called column alias. So if you see the output here, full name, you are going to get these all. So here there are 8 rows. So first we will see Monica space Aurora, Niharika space Varma, Vishal space single, Amitabh. That's way. So this is the first method. And we have a second method. So to concat with W score to use concat underscore ws. Here the separator is single space first name and last name. When you single name last name, when you see this, you are going to get the output as Niharika here. Now coming to the next question. Write an SQL query to print workers details on the workers table, order by first name descending and department descending. So here we need to display the workers details by sorting the data by first name ascending, and department descending. So this query is going to test your skills. On the sorting of the data. So here we need to use order by clause, first name in the ascending and the department descending. So select to start means all the columns from the workers from the order by first name in the ascending, and department descending. Now this is the original table what we have. This is the original table what we have. This is the original table. Now we see here we need to print the first name in ascending. So Monica. So what is ascending? It is A to Z. It is A to Z, and one to low to high. So you need to print A to Z. So in this case, you should get the first because you're sorting by alphabets. Now Amitabh should be the first record. Amitabh, then A, B, then C, then Geetika, and the last record would be Vipul. The last record would be Vipul or Vivek. Okay. Because sorting VI, Vivek should be last because VIV. So Vivek is last. So sorting then also you also need to sort by department also. So order by descending, and order by ascending, comma department descending. If there are two, and then after the sorting, this is the primary sort. This is the primary sort. This is the secondary sort. This is secondary sort. After the first one is sorted, then we have to apply the second sort, that is department in the descending. If in the descending, suppose, so after printing this, now we see here we see the manager. See though, so what is descending? So descending is Z to A, is it's Z to A, but ideally you should be seeing supervisor first, but you are not seeing supervisor as the first because you are seeing manager, because after this data is sorted, we need to display this manager. If there are two, so suppose here you see here Vipul, Vivek, and Vishal and Vivek are see, okay, we'll see admin here. Geetika is here, and Niharika is here. Niharika. So this is the secondary sort is applied only after the first sort is applied. After the first sorting is applied, then we are doing the second sort. So don't be confused when you see the output like this. So this is a combination of two sorts. The first name sort is done, and then after that the secondary sort is done on the department. If there are two employees the same name, suppose we have Amitabh here and also one more Amitabh here, and he now we are sorting by manager, sorting by department. If he's working as a, so this is working as a manager, if this is working as a manager and this as a supervisor, then you are bound to get this as a first record, not this, because you are sorting by department also. So this is a second question which we have seen how to use the column sort. Here we are using double column sort. Here we have used the double column sort. Now write an SQL query to print all the workers details from the workers table whose first name as A or last name as A. So here we need to print all the workers whose first name as A. First name as A means we got Amitabh. We got Amitabh, first name as A or last name as A. Last name also as A. So last name also has A. So Aurora is there, Varma is there, Singhal is there, Bhatti is there, Bhatti, then. Now for this we need to use a like operator. Like operator in DBMS is a pattern matching. Okay, pattern matching. So how do you use the like operator? We use by using symbol called a percentile symbol. Percentile symbol is the like operator out. So we need to write. So first name like A. So anywhere A is present in your letter, anywhere A is present in your name, and also R as a last name as A. Here also last name as A also means anywhere A is present. So if you execute this query on this database, first we'll see we are going to get Monica, Niharika, Nihar, Vishal, Amitabh, then Satish, Geetika. So we are left with left out with Vivek because no A is there. Vipul also no A is there. Okay, out of 8 records, we have removed the 2 records, Vipul and Vivek, because these do not have the character A in the name. But also we have one more condition is that or last name as A. You see here last name as A, last name A, but he has A. So we pull as a thing, and so you should get all the 8 records. You should get here all the 8 records. We got, we didn't get 1, 2, 3, 4. We didn't get the fifth record. Why? We didn't get the fifth record. Why? We should also get this record because it has A here, right? There's some problem here. We should get also the fifth record also. So ideally, we should be getting all the records. We didn't get 5 and 6. We didn't get 5 or 6. Last name as A. Correct. We should be also getting all the 8 records because 5 is Vivek is also having A is there. Vivek is also having it there. So we didn't get 5 and 6. This is the output is wrong here. We should be getting all the 6 records because every character in the last name is Aurora, Parma, Singhal. Singh is not there. Singh is not there, but Singh is there. Namitab. So Bhatti should be coming here. Bhatti should be coming here. Divan should be coming here. Kumar should be, so all the 8 records should be come. So here, just as if you take only the first name, if you take only the first name, you will not be seeing the data of Vivek and Vipul because there is no character A in them. Now, write a query write a query to print all the workers details from the workers table whose first name as A and last name as C. Here in the earlier case it was or means this and or this. So both so anyone satisfies you're going to get the data. See in the or class it is anyone satisfies you're going to get data. But in the case of and symbol you have to make sure that both the conditions satisfies. So both the conditions satisfies should has A as the A in the first name and C in the last name. So if you see here, so what we are going to get? We are going to get only Geetika Chauhan because there is no C here, no C, no C, no C, no C, no C, no C. Only C is there, and also A is there in the first name. So the combination of this and this is the only record we are going to get in this case because it should satisfy the and condition means both should satisfy. First name should have A and also last name should have C. All these characters have almost A, but they do not have the character called C. That is why you are not seeing any data. That's why you are not seeing any data of remaining records. Only reason is that because and means both the conditions should be satisfied. And condition means both the conditions should be satisfied. Both the conditions satisfied. Now write an SQL query to print the worker's last name, worker's last name, full name, department, along with the manager full name. So here, now see here what is happening is that our table is like this. We do not have the manager name directly. We do not have the manager name directly. We have a manager name as a part of integer. This manager ID is also an employee, is also a worker. So this manager ID is also a worker. Now we need to print each employee's first name and last name, along with the supervisor's last name, full name. So if we need to print 2 columns, first workers dot first name, and workers of last name. Okay, these are 2 columns, and we also need to print the manager. So we need to have manager dot full name. Now here, don't be confused about this manager. Just say so one more manager dot first name, manager last name. These are the 4 columns we required because this is the first column, the second column. We also need the department. So we need to write here the department also. Department Read write also the department along with the manager last name. So here workers are workers. So here I'm joining two tables, same table twice. That table join is called self join. What is a self join? Joining the table to itself based on some relation between two columns. If there's some relation between two columns in the same table, then we can use a self join. Here, what is that? Here, what is it? What is that? That relation is there. We have the relation is here. Manager ID is also a worker. So here I'm taking two tables, same table name worker. Now if you have this type of, I have to use the column table alias. Now manager is the table alias. Manager is the manager is the table alias. Manager is the table alias. When you use this table alias, you are going to see. No. How these are? No, we know that when we use the use self join, we have to use the common operator. I'm saying workers dot manager ID is equal to manager dot worker ID. So I'm saying my join condition is that workers dot manager ID is equal to manager dot worker ID. This is the join condition. When I use this join condition, now you see here Monica and Aurora, first name, last name, and he is being reported to 4. What is 4? Amitabh and Singh. So we are seeing the first record. Now what is Niharika and Verma reporting to 4? Again 4. Amitabh is Singh. Next we have third record. Vishal and Singhal. Vishal and Singhal is reporting to 1, who is Monica. So Vishal and Singhal is reporting to Monica. Same way, this is the other records here. You see the last record. Geetika plus Savan is reporting to 2. What is 2? 2 is Niharika. You see the output here. So this is the output. In this case, we have learned how to use a self join. So what is a join? A table can be joined to itself based on some relation between the two columns. Here the two columns involved are the worker ID and the manager ID. And your manager is also a worker. Now write and query to print the unique department and the length. So we out of the given table here, we see here your HR is twice 2 records and admin is also 2 records. Admin is 2 records, so HR is 2, and admin is 2. Now you are supposed to display the unique department. If we have to use the unique department, then we have to use the keyword called as distinct. Distinct is the keyword in DBMS to print the distinct values. If you want to eliminate the duplicates, we have to use the distinct command. This distinct command is going to remove the duplicates. In this case, when you apply the distinct command, you're going to get HR will be only once. So only one HR, only one admin, and rest all single because manager is single, floor manager symbol, supervisor, and account all single. So this is the first part. The first part is to print the distinct department, and then we have to print the length of department. In order to print the length of thing, we have a function called as len. We have the function called as len to print the length of this column values. Length of this column values. That is length function. Length of department. So length of department will print the length. We also have something called as data length also. Function is there. It also prints the value. We will see the difference between length and data length afterwards. So in order to calculate the length, we have two functions, available functions. Those are length and data length. And in order to print the distinct values, we have to use the keyword called as distinct. To print the distinct values. It will remove the duplicates. duplicates. Okay. Now write an SQL query. Write an SQL query to print the department name on the count of each count of workers working in department. So we need to display. So we need to display the department and the number of employees here. You see here, this is a given table to us, right? This is a given table to us. You see here in the HR there are 2 employees, and in the admin also 2 employees. So 2 here and 2 here, and the rest also single account 1, floor manager 1, supervisor 1, and what we have supervisor, admin over manager 1. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 plus 4, 8 records. So we have 8 records. Now we need to print the department wise. We need to print the department wise count of workers. So when we have to print the department wise, we have to use a function called as group by. Group by is to segregate your data in the form of groups. Okay. Group by function is a DBMS keyword used to group your data into some groups. No, you want to sort. You want to like aggregate. You want to aggregate your data into groups. Now here my group is department. So here I want the count of workers in each department. So I have 8 records, and I see that HR is having 2 records, and admin is also having 2 records, and rest all single. Now I'll say now I want to print department name. So I'll say here select department is I want to print on the count of workers for each department. So count of workers. Then this is the column alias from workers. Now here I said that I want to for each department. When you use for each department, we have to use the group by function. This group by function is now here. Now when you execute this statement, your data will be grouped into departments. So if you see here, accounts 1 employee, admin also 1 employee, admin 2 employees here, and HR also 2 employees. Floor manager is 1, manager is 1, supervisor is 1. So here now your data is grouped into grouped into groups now. Now what is a group? That means the segregation of data based on some condition. Here my condition here is that I want to sort the data in the departments. If you see the output, here, now we'll see the syntax once again. Select the department. I have printed the department name, so I'm printing the department name. And also the count of workers for each department. Count of workers. This is still here. Now I have to introduce. If I use directly this, I'm going to get an error because here there is no group by function. If I say count star of if I remove this, you're going to get answer 8. If I remove the first column, if I remove this column, I'm going to get answer 8 because there are 8 records. But here I also want to print also the worker. Then I have to use also use the group by function. This group by function will give me the each department name plus the number of employees working in each department. Now write an SQL query to print the department names on count of each worker name and the count of workers more than 1 worker in the same department. So here our question is an extension to the earlier query. In the earlier query, so what we did is that department wise we have to group the data and we also display the count. Now after that our next question is that on the count of workers should be greater than 1. This is the condition. And the next condition is that our count of workers should be greater than 1. When it is should be greater than 1, and that means we have to further filter the group data. We have to further group the group data. In order to further filter the group data, we have a keyword called as having. We have a keyword called as having. Having clause. Having clause is a clause. Having clause is a clause in DMMS to further restrict the group's data. If you want to apply any filters on the group data, then we have to use the having clause. So having clause is going to filter the group's data, whereas where clause is going to filter simple result set data. Where clause is going to filter simple result set data, whereas having clause is going to filter the group's data. And one more thing is that having clause cannot exist without a group A clause. So having clause cannot exist. Having clause cannot exist without a group A clause. So having clause cannot exist with a group A clause. Okay, this is the content. Now we see here, out of this data, we said that the count of our class should be more than one department. We see here, we should be getting HR, because 2 records of HR, and also 2 records of admin, only. And you should not be seeing data of manager, floor manager, supervisor, and account, because all these are single. So our output should be only admin, and HR. Understood? Now here we have learned the usage of the having clause. Having clause will come with the group by clause only. Now, next question. Write an SQL query to print the details of the workers whose first name ends with H and contains 6 letters. So again, when here first name ends with H, that means we have to use the pattern matching. Here the pattern matching is like operator. We have to use the like operator. Because we need to get we don't know the exact name. We only know that the first name is ending with H. So if you see the first name ending with H, we only have H is Satish is there, and also Amitabh is there. So only Amitabh and Satish are ending with H, and there's one more condition here. The condition is it should be 6 characters. Means it should be 6 characters. That means your length of the first name should be 6. If we write select star from worker where first name like H. The first name like H means, and the ending with H means percentile H means starting can be anything and close, and the last letter should be H. So out of this, you are going to get Amitabh. Amitabh is one, and Satish is the second record. 2 records we will be getting here. And what is the next condition? And the next condition is that, and it contains 6 alphabets. It contains 6 letters. That means your length should be 6. Then we have to apply the length function. The length of first name is equal to 6. Then we are going to get here. Now we'll see Amitabh 4 plus 7. Amitabh is 4 characters, 7 characters, whereas Satish is 6. The answer would be only 6, because here we are going to get only one answer. You will not get Amitabh, because it is though it ends with 7, though it ends with H, it has 7 characters. So it ends with 7 characters. That is why you are not seeing the data. You're not seeing the data because of Amitabh, because you're not seeing the data of Amitabh because it is of 7 characters. No, because we need to satisfy the 2 conditions, because here we are using an AND operator. We know that AND operator is going to both the conditions should match. So this plus this. If this is giving us only Amitabh and Satish, but it is not matching the second condition is length should be 7. That's why Amitabh That's why Amitabh did not appear here. Amitabh did not appear here. Now, the 11th question here. This is used to test your comparison operators. This is used to test your comparison comparison operators. In the comparison operators, now suppose in the question, if they ask you something between salary range or between keyword is there, we have to use the between keyword. We have to use the between keyword. When they give some range to you, we should use the between keyword. The what is the syntax of the between keyword is where in the where some the same the column name column name column name between two values, first value and second value. So between will come with an operator also. Between will come with an operator, and between and before the between there will be a where clause. There will be where clause where column name between one and two. Here the one is the lower boundary, one is the lower range, and two is the higher boundary or higher range. Or higher range. Now here both are inclusive. Both this lower bound is also is inclusive, and the last highest value is 30 is also inclusive. So we on how to use select star from workers, because we have to print the workers whose salary is between 10 to 30. So between 10 and 30 both are inclusive. So even this is included, this is included. So if you see here salary, you want between 10 and 30. So you'll be seeing 15. Then also you will be seeing 17. Then you also will be seeing one more 10 or one more 30 here. So totally 4 records of you'll be seeing Monica, then Harika, and Vishal and Vipul and Vipul and Vipul. You will not see the other salaries of where the salary is greater than 30,000. So out of 30,000, there are Amitabh and Vivek are both above 30, and also Satish and Geeta are also above 30. So you will not see those records. So this is the condition. So we will be getting only 4 employees who are drawing less than 30,000, and they should also be greater than 10,000. Same query can be written without a same query can be written without a comparison operator between like you can write salary greater than 10,000, salary greater and salary less than 30,000. This also can be written. Salary greater than 10,000 and salary less than 30,000. So both these conditional match. You can write, but the preferred way is to use the between operator. So between operator is the faster way of comparing two values in a range, and lower and higher boundaries are also included. Okay. If you write here, you have to write something like salary greater than or equal to 30,000, 10,000, salary less than or equal to 30,000. That means this is both this is supporting this and is also supporting this. So between operator is used to find data between two given ranges. Now write an SQL query to print the workers who have joined in the month of June. Okay, in the month of June. If you see the data here, join date is now in SQL. Your data is stored in the format of YY hyphen MMDD, then time date and time 00. Suppose it is 10 o'clock. This is how data is stored. Now we need to print the employees who are joined in the month of June. So month of June here is we need to get Niharika, and also Vivek, Vipul. We should get 3 records. We should get here 3 records. So 3 are Niharika. Why Monica is coming? Wrong data here. Look, Monica is the wrong data. So, here we have to use some inbuilt date functions. Inbuilt date functions in the month of June. Month of June, we need to convert this date into this format. So we have to use select star from workers, where now month of joining date. Month of joining date will give you month of joining date. This is the inbuilt function. Month of joining date will give you 06, 06, and the date name will give you June. So we are applying the date name function to the, so date name takes an integer as an input parameter. We are passing month of joining date, that is an integer column. We are passing to this date name. We are going to get the month name. Here. So date name of month of joining date will give you the month of June. So we'll get here Niharika, Vivek, and Vipul. This is coming because of wrong data here, because I think I have modified this data. Here we have the month of month of June. Here the actual data is, it is in the month of February. It's the month of February. Now the last question in the first set of questions. Now print the employees who are working in the department of admin. So here we need to use the operator. You need to use the where operator or where comparison operator. Here I am using where the department of admin. In the admin, we have two employees here working, is Niharika Verma and also Geetika Chavan. We don't want the other employees. So we have to use the where clause. Select star from worker. Where we said that our department should be equal to admin. Where department is equal to admin. So where clause will have a column. After where clause, we have to use. We are now comparing where department is. We know the exact name is department, so we can say department is called department admin, or we can say we don't know the exact name. We can also write where department like single quote and AID. Personal means starting should be AD and last like a main thing. So with this we will complete the first set of questions. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.